And this is the astrological forecast for the sign of Aries for 2023. Folks, it's not going to be too bad a year. The first 4.5 months are going to be the busiest time of the year, and there's a couple of trigger points during that. But then after that, the more you get into the second 7 months of the year, the majority of you, the significant majority of you, are going to find that it's a relatively quiet year. And when I say relatively, I mean compared to the lives of people around you. Not all of you, but most of you should have a fairly quiet second half of the year. The sun will move into Aries, as it always does, on the 20th of March 2023. It'll be the equinox, and this will happen at 9:26 in the evening GMT, or Universal Time, whichever terminology you'd like to use. The once every year full moon will be at 6 degrees of Aries on the 29th of September. That's the Aries full moon. And the Aries new moon, well, there's two of them. How often do you get this? There'll be a new moon at the very start of Aries on the 21st of March. And then there'll be an annular total eclipse of the full moon at the very end of Aries on the 21st of April. So on the 20th of April even. So 2 full moons in Aries. That's going to be interesting. We'll cover that in depth at the moment. So let's look at the minor stuff first of all. Venus will move into Aries on the 20th of February and leave on the 16th of March. No big deal. Mercury will move into Aries on the 19th of March and leave on the 3rd of April. It's only going to be with you for 2 weeks. Mars is not going to be in Aries over the coming year. Neither, you'll be pleased to know, is Saturn. Saturn's in your next door sign of Pisces, and he's not affecting you at all. So there appears to be no major sign for the majority of you of any new restriction, limitation, blockage, frustration or circumstances outside of your control holding you back, blocking or restricting you. Good news. Of course, Saturn will move into Aries in 2.5 years' time. Uranus is also in the next door sign to you, this time of Taurus, and Uranus is not touching you in 2023. There is no sign of any major new drama. Now, this is obviously based on sun signs only, so of course some of you will be feeling the effects of these planets, but Saturn and Uranus are not affecting you, and neither, I'm delighted to say, is Neptune. Neptune's also going to be in Pisces in the next door sign to you, and he's not looking at you either. So there's no sense of any major new gullibility or escapism or confusion, or for that matter, enhanced spirituality. Neptune will be moving into Aries in 2 years' time. Forewarned is forearmed, folks. 2.5 years down the line, Aries is going to be coming so firmly under the microscope in the biggest way that's happened for, at least 30 years, at least. Yeah, that's a fair comment. So that leaves 2 big planets to look at. I know that Chiron is still in Aries, but Chiron by transit doesn't really seem to work in my experience. So let's deal with Pluto first of all. Pluto's at the very end of Capricorn. Now, over the course of this coming year, Pluto's going to be directly affecting the lives of those of you born on the 18th, 19th, 20th of April. And if you're one of these people, then Pluto's got you firmly in his sights. Now, this is going to need attention. There will be circumstances where you feel like you've got to watch your back. There may be things going on behind the scenes that are a bit underhand, manipulative, coercive or subversive. There may appear to be people out there who seem to have some type of vested interest in you remaining the same as you've always been because it's convenient to them. If so, if you become aware of any type of inappropriate or unethical patterns of behaviour being directed towards you, then go to these people in front of everyone else and say, look, I don't know what's going on, but this is what I'm trying to do. Will you help me? And they will either say yes, in which case problem solved, or they will say no, in which case it's in front of everyone else, it's brought to the surface. Do not play people at their own game by being subversive or coercive in return, because it will backfire on you. Alternatively, if there are things going on behind the scenes and you can't be bothered to deal with it and sort it out, then exorcise it. Cut it out like with a scalpel and then never go back. There will be a degree of psychological depth this year for those of you born at the very end of Aries, and you either go down into the dark willingly or you get dragged kicking and screaming. You're going to have to go down and deal with a few demons from your past. So it's best done willingly. And that way you cleanse yourself in a way that makes you psychologically invulnerable for the rest of your life. If not, you're going to then see that external situations will arise in your life where either other people's actions towards you or your actions into the world will be a little bit obsessive and compulsive, and there can be some serious challenges here. This is a once in a lifetime event. If you're born on the 18th, 19th, 20th of April, Pluto's going to be squaring your sun this coming year. Watch out for it. Deal with it. Work with it. Jupiter's also going to be in Aries for the first 4.5 months of the year. And this is great. Jupiter's going to pass over the sun of every single one of you in the next, 17, 18, 19, 20 weeks through to mid-May. So there will, for all of you, will go for a 1 week period, a few day period where you'll feel a lot more elated, optimistic, bouncy, vibrant, stimulated, and where things can go way over the top and bite off more than you can chew, and things can get way out of proportion. So work out when Jupiter's going to pass on your sun and watch out for hype and spin, but also it's a great time to go on holiday and have some fun. Couple of trigger points to watch out for. None of them serious. On the 28th of March, Mercury will conjunct Jupiter at the very start of Aries. This will be taking place particularly on the lives of those of you born around the 21st, 22nd of March. Also, very close to this, Venus will conjunct Jupiter on the 2nd of March. This is going to be impacting on the lives of those of you born around the 1st of April. But the big one, on the 21st of March, right at the very start of Aries, there is a new moon. It is taking place at 0 degrees of Aries, and it is strongly conjunct Jupiter. So the Sun and the Moon, and closely Mercury and exactly Jupiter, will all be together at the new moon on the 21st of March. Great time, okay? Great time. For most of you, this is great. Now, there's going to be a lot of really nice windows of opportunity opening for all of you around this time. And if you take them, you'll do well, 21st of March. But Jupiter promises more than it delivers. So there's going to be a lot of hype and spin. There's going to be lots of promises, lots of nice words. So don't buy into all the hype and spin and go for the quality, not the quantity. If you pinpoint this time of 20, 21, 22 of March and go for the top 10% of what's being offered rather than top 80%, you'll do very well. And it's a great time to launch, initiate or start something new. All in all, this is not a difficult year for the majority of you, unless you're born in the last 3 days of Aries, in which case Pluto's hammering you. But for 90% of you, it should be, especially in the first few months, quite a bit of a growthful year. Do watch the waistline. Growth can happen in many ways, but for most of you, it's a positive year. Thank you for all your donations and your help over the coming year, and you'll see more and more of me over this year. Bye now.